Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Tim Vixay with my crippled friend, and this is episode 43. And we're down here in Tampa, Florida for, I guess we're calling it East Coast Sectionals. And I got a chance to sit down with my roommate for the weekend. His name is Josh Burch, also known as Stickman.
How's it going?
What's going on, dude?
Glad to finally be on the show. Number 43.
I know, dude. You kept begging me like ever since I started.
Yeah,
And I just
definitely.
was like,
I wanted to be the first, but
and I figured that's why we were like roommates.
I'm within the top 50, so it's not that bad.
Have you been asking Brittany over and over just to make us roommates?
Yeah, man. Weren't you my roommate last tournament too?
Yeah, and I did a podcast with Rishi instead. Were you like
Yeah,
mad?
Fuck me.
Were you mad jelly?
I was.
That's
I wasn't
funny.
even allowed to be in the room.
Yeah,
I'll go find somewhere else to be.
that's not true. I didn't say that.
Not that harsh.
Not that. Yeah. The what do you think of this room, dude? Like,
This is probably the fanciest hotel we've been in for rugby.
yeah,
For rugby.
for sure. Yeah.
Two different rooms.
Yeah, we got hooked up with a suite because they are doing renovations or something downstairs, so they didn't really have a lot of rooms. So
Lucky for us.
yeah, but we are hosting the boxing tomorrow. But yeah, anyways, no, dude, you were definitely on the list of people of like I wanted to have on the show, so it was really cool that like we kind of got this opportunity. But yeah, let's start by like introducing you to everyone. Where did you grow up?
I was born in Virginia Beach, and when I turned about 5, turned into Central Virginia and Richmond, and so that's where I'm at right now.
How's that like area? Like what
It's not.
like what's it like growing up there, dude? Because I grew up on the West
mean,
Coast, so like you want me to just tell you what I'm imagining?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like old colonial style houses. Did you guys have to like shovel driveways?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's about it.
I mean, Virginia's not really a place I'd like to brag about, but
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I never really thought much about it when I was a kid. So
just
It-
one of those states out there.
it wasn't until I visited for the what was it, 2013 Vet Games?
Yep.
Yeah. You weren't
I
even.
wasn't even there.
Yeah, you were still like in high school. You're a
Summer
child.
of 13. That's when I was first going in the Marines.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right. The what made you like want to join?
So both of my older brothers were Marines,
Mm-hmm.
and I really didn't want to go to
Are
college.
you the youngest of 3?
No, I have a big family.
Oh
I
yeah.
have 4 other brothers and 2 sisters.
Dude, Virginia's for lovers, right?
Yep.
Is that what they say?
Yep. Virginia's for
Do
lovers
people actually say that?
all the time.
What the fuck does it even mean?
Love your neighbor. I
Oh.
don't fucking know. Be nice.
That's one way to put it. Sounds like you guys be fucking. But yeah, so it's kind of more just like a family. Was your any of your parents like military or?
No, so my dad or my mom weren't. It was both older brothers were like, we either go to jail or go to the Marines, get
Yeah.
our lives together. And they really enjoyed it, and I saw it, so something I wanted to do. And then my next younger brother followed me in.
Oh
So-
dang! So you guys kind of had a Saving Private Ryan kind of thing.
Yeah,
Did you
exactly like it.
Did you guys ever serve at the same time?
My older brothers did, and then I was in for maybe the last year or 2 of my brothers, and then my little brother is in right now, still in San Diego.
Okay. What kind of jobs did they do?
They were both artillery, and then I decided to go crash fire rescue, so firefighting,
Yeah.
and then the youngest is logistics.
All right. So I mean,
I feel like I got the better of the jobs.
two combat related jobs and then 2 pogue
Two
jobs,
pogues.
but whatever. What made you want to do firefighting?
I had always thought it was really cool. I was Like ever since a little kid, you're just like, oh, I want to be like them.
Did you watch Backdraft when you were a kid?
No.
Oh, that's probably the greatest firefighter movie ever.
Yeah. Um, but I just thought firefighters were cool, and I definitely thought so in the Marines. Like, I love that job every day.
Yeah. Like, because I don't know much about it except for that you guys.
So we were airfield firefighters.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
much all I knew.
yeah, so anything on the airfield, we got to get walkarounds on all different types of aircraft, helicopters, fighter jets, everything, just to make sure that if something went wrong, we knew exactly what to do.
Oh yeah, so you guys knew where like all the fuel cells and stuff were.
All the entry points where the ejection seats are, and
oh no shit. Okay, yeah, because I guess you guys would. In that instance, you guys would be responsible for yanking dudes out of burning cockpits and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And in an ideal world, but no one really crashes that much anymore, so.
Yeah. So did you guys ever get to like do anything?
The closest I got, we were in Thailand, and an F-16 crashed off base, but
okay.
It was too far for us to go to.
Oh, so they sent like just rescue swimmers or something. Right on. So then, what, like, I can already imagine a typical work week consisted of just a lot of bullshitting around.
No, not even. It was cleaning.
Yeah,
or
exactly. Bullshitting around.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah,
so we worked
a lot of working parties and.
Yeah. We worked 24 on and 24 off.
Okay.
Which was probably the worst schedule I've been on, because we would work Monday, have off on Tuesday, but we wouldn't get home until like Tuesday morning at 8, and then you got to go to bed early to get to work the next morning at 5. So
yeah, so
really, it was we had every other weekend as a free weekend.
That actually kind of sucks. Was there a lot of drinking?
Oh, there was a ton of drinking, and then Japan, you can be 20 when you start drinking, so
yeah,
everyone's drinking real young. But yeah,
I mean, it's the
that
Marines.
was like the thing to
Marines.
do was just go out on base. We had the E Club or just find random bars out in town.
Were you stationed out in Japan?
Iwakuni.
Okay, where's that?
Mainland Japan.
Okay.
So I don't. It's about like an hour south of Hiroshima.
Is it Air Force Base?
No, Marines.
Okay. Was that your only duty station, or did you go anywhere else?
No, that was the only one I was at. But while I was there, I got to take a tour through Guam and Thailand.
Okay. Was that just on a float or just?
No, we were there.
Out there?
We were on
Yeah.
land.
That's cool. How'd you like Thailand?
That was a long month I was there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised my liver made it out of there. But it was a lot of fun. The whole culture is different. I got to try crazy things, see crazy places. So I've tried Tarantula before.
Oh, nice. What did that taste like?
Well, like crispy. I hated it. It was not my thing to try, but I felt like I should at least try it once, but it was horrible. And it was like I don't know, like they cook it whole and then just give it to you.
Yeah, I don't know if I've eaten anything like that weird.
And then they had crickets, but they were like...
I've done that. I don't think that's weird
like
at all.
Snack food, and they were just like munching on them all day.
Yeah, I don't think that's weird at all. Crickets are good, man. Get a little like chili powder and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Did you have anything in Thailand that you like really liked as far as like food wise?
I can't remember the names of them, but I mean, none of them were really bad.
Yeah.
When I go places, I at least try the food just to give it a shot. Say I did. Maybe I'll never do it again, but I like to just experience it once.
Yeah, I've been to Thailand a couple times because it's like right next door to Laos, which we're going back there in April. But I remember the street food in Thailand being pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they would do like chicken, like kind of skewered with like in between like two bamboo sticks, and I don't know, maybe had like soy sauce and garlic on it or something. But that was really good.
And we had a cow tongue.
Oh, I've had cow tongue before.
Yeah.
When we were here in Paraguay, we went to this like barbecue steak restaurant, and they had lingua, cow tongue, and the way that they cooked it was amazing because it was like, usually like cow tongue was a little bit chewy, but this was like, dude, it was like a brisket, man. Yeah, it was kind of like between like a brisket and like a beef jerky.
Yeah,
so
no,
like
mine was straight up chewy, salty.
Yeah. No, dude, this thing was like it was so damn good. Oh man, yeah, it was like a brisket that you just had to keep chewing, but it never got dry. Like it was just moist, dude. It was amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, that first one I had ruined every possible cow tongue after that for me.
dude, I'm telling you, if we go to this joint, if we ever go to Paraguay together, I'll take you to this joint, and you're gonna try this. Cause I got Major to try it, cause he's like, "That's tongue." I was like, "Dude, trust me. Like, I'm not fucking with you. Like, this is amazing. Like, you're gonna want to try this." And he like was blown away. And he's from New Orleans, and like they know food.
Yeah.
So, how long were you in the Marines?
I was in for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So
Then you got hurt.
not long, yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
So I was in Guam. We were down there. Our F-18s were down there, so we also had to go down there because if something goes wrong, we know more than the Air Force are going to know about our own aircraft.
Yeah.
So we were down there assisting them, and one of the nights I was out, me and my sergeant, we were out drinking, and we go back to the hotel, and I remember walking back to my room alone, and that was the last thing I remember. I woke up in the morning on the ground outside, and I woke up the first time and I was like uncomfortable, so I just tried like turning over, and didn't happen. So I just fell back asleep because I was still pretty drunk. And so the janitor came outside and he was like, "Hey, bro, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm fine. I'm fine." Like I just wanted to go back to sleep. And so he's like, "No, let me help you sit up." I was like, "All right." He's like, "You want some water?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Drink some water. He's like, "You want a cigarette?" And I was like, "No, I'm good." And then he like tried to sit me up, and I was in pain. He's like, "Oh, bro, I'm gonna call the ambulance." So I was like, "Okay." And then I passed out like back and forth between that point and the hospital. So and then the crazy part is nobody knows what happened to me.
Yeah.
If I fell or like the common thesis, I guess, would be like he fell. There's no other way about it. But the only way I would have fallen would have been about 30 feet, and I only broke my neck.
Yeah.
So like no TBIs, no other broken bones.
Do you think?
But
Well, I guess I don't know. Yeah, there wasn't anything else, right? No other bleeding or anything.
nothing.
I don't know, 'cause I kind of picture you like being the kind of dude to like maybe like bang your head against a wall over and over. But
What?
I mean, I don't know. You said you like punk rock earlier, and I was just like, you get drunk and like you make certain decisions that you regret later, and one of
Yeah,
them might
nope.
just be banging your head on a wall.
Nope. Never popped into my head like that before.
But when you were drunk, like you become totally different people sometimes. Like I have a alter ego named Compton Tim who comes out sometimes when I've been drinking, and he's like kind of a dick. But dang, yeah. So it was just, dude, you might have been abducted by aliens.
No,
You ever thought about that?
not that one yet. But
It's certainly possible, right?
it definitely is.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, think
Get
about it,
beamed
right?
up.
Yeah, like a drunk Marine has, no alibi or backstory. No one's gonna believe him,
That'd be
even if he
crazy.
said, "Dude, you might need to get like MRI'd for like some probe. You might have some like what is that?
Some
Remember,
random
dude,
alien.
Do you remember in Matrix when they yanked that thing out of Neo?
Yeah.
Like, you might have something like that in you, dude.
Oh shit.
I can't believe you've never thought of that, dude. It's certainly possible, though. I mean, unlikely, but so what happened after that? Like,
So I flew from Guam to Hawaii the next day for my surgery.
yeah,
Then I was there for about 2 weeks.
this was in 2000, what, like 15?
September of 2015. Flew to Hawaii for about 2 weeks, got my surgery, did some rehab there, and then from there to California for a day, and then to Virginia. Because
Okay.
luckily we have like one of the top spinal cord units, so that was nice to be like 20 minutes away from that.
Yeah. Did like what was kind of going through your head this whole time?
I don't know. Like, I can't remember what I was thinking. It was a rough time.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you were probably heavily sedated because I certainly was.
Yeah.
But and then so like you get back to Virginia, and this is when you're gonna start like your initial rehab.
Yeah. So we
Kinda.
started rehab right away with kinesiotherapy, physical therapy, and occupational therapy.
Yeah. Did you did you have to wear like the C collar and everything?
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
one of those stiff C collars for a good like month and a half.
Yeah, I think mine might have been like 8 weeks. It was a long
And
time. It was most of my rehab.
it was all white, and my buddy, he's an artist, so he like designed the whole thing and colored it all in.
You had like neck
Made it look
tattoos.
sick, yeah.
It's
Because
a
if
good
I was
idea.
gonna make it, if I was gonna have to wear it for that long, might as well.
That's what they should do, man. They should make sleeves that you could fit over those C collars.
Oh yeah,
That'd be badass.
that's our invention right there.
There it is. Fucking, I'm gonna have to edit this out of the podcast, and we're gonna have to patent it real quick. But Dude, that'd be-
Neck brace sleeves.
right? Yeah, 'cause they make those. You've seen those like shirts, like the skin tight shirts with
Yeah.
the. Dude, I don't know.
Make a commercial like fit it over your C collar.
Right?
Be cool.
That's funny. Yeah. So were you in rehab for what, like 3 months?
Yeah, it was about 3 months. I got out after Christmas and
Yeah.
before New Year's.
At any point, did they just put you in a power chair, or?
I was in a power chair for my first month of rehab,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were slowly transitioning me to the manual chair.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, 'cause when I first got hurt, it was weird. They pretty much told me I was gonna be in a power chair, and I was
They're
like,
like, oh, neck? Yeah, power chair.
yeah, I was just like, oh, geez, this changes everything. And like, I was able to finally get into a power assist, but yeah, when they sent me home, I was in a power chair, and I was in a power chair for my first 6 months. I was just like, oh shit, like this is my life now. But yeah, once I started kind of hanging around rugby, that's when I switched from my power to my power assist, and then eventually my just full on manual. So
Yeah, rugby's been a big help in transitioning.
yeah, how long? Okay, so you were in rehab for that long, and then when did you get introduced to like wheelchair sports or anything?
So it was about the first month after I got out. There's an organization called Sportable in Richmond, and they do 30-something adaptive sports.
Yeah.
So they, a couple of them have contacted me before and got out there, and my first sport was rowing. So we'd start on the erging machines.
That sounds like an East Coast thing.
Yeah.
Rowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
Did you row in high school?
No.
Did you guys have a row club?
No. We were like a middle class school, and that's like, but there are now in
Yeah.
some of the private schools.
You guys had a lacrosse team though.
Not until like 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We had a lacrosse team.
No, we have a swim team now.
Yeah, we had a swim team.
No, yeah, we didn't have any of that.
All right. Yeah. Anyways, so you got introduced to rowing, and Were you kind of interested in that at all, or?
No, I mean, it was fun. It was like a good way of exercise, I guess.
Yeah.
But then I started playing.
I guess I should ask, did you play any sports in high school?
I played soccer growing up my whole life.
Did you play any real sports in high school?
Yeah, soccer. No, I've played soccer since I was 4, all the way even up to in Japan I played. So
For like the Marine club
not
team?
for a crash crew, like each MOS had their soccer team.
Oh, okay. So what else did you get introduced to?
I started playing tennis, and I really liked that.
Yeah?
And yeah, it was weird because I've never liked playing tennis, but I guess I enjoyed playing that, and then that got me to lacrosse, and I couldn't really hold the stick or anything and like fucking swipe it like they do.
Right. Yeah, lacrosse is tough without, because I played in high school, and it's tough without like your wrist flexion.
Yeah. So after that, it was about the time I went to the first wheelchair games, and that was Cincinnati, Ohio, and that's when I got introduced to rugby. Like I just came out into the little consolation day.
That was your first vet games?
Yeah.
When did we meet? I feel like I've met you way before that, but apparently not.
No.
No?
I went to the Mayhem afterwards.
Okay,
Mayhem.
maybe
I
that's
think
where we
was
met.
Where?
Like in 2016?
17.
17? I was on Team US already?
I don't know.
2007? Yeah. It was like 3 years ago. All right, yeah. All right, cool. What made you like fall in love with rugby?
Uh, just like when I got in the chair, being able to push around like that, being able to do something that people with the same or less function than me have,
Yeah.
like able to play and not get out dominated by others.
Right. Yeah,
Like
because
ever
I would
unmotivated.
imagine, like, who were you playing tennis against?
Yeah, Paris. I was like the only quad class.
Yeah, so were you just getting smoked and shit?
Yeah, but I could like hit the ball, and I mean, wasn't good at it, but it was fun to do. But then rugby, I figured out I can do a lot more than I could.
Right. Yeah, because you're
And-
classed as a 1.5,
Yeah.
right? So you're kind of in that middle role where, you can handle the ball and you're expected to play defense and pick, and
Right.
you kind of have to do everything.
But yeah, I love playing rugby, being able to travel everywhere, in the country, out of the country.
Yeah. Where all have you been?
So I've been to 29 states now.
Yeah. What was it before, like your injury? Would you say
Less than 10.
less than 10?
Yeah.
I think mine was like 5, but
And
those
they were all because of like boot camp and then MCT.
right. Yeah.
So that's 3 states right there. So
True. So before you joined the Marines?
just like up and down the East Coast, to like Florida, North Carolina.
Okay.
Just for like the beach and everything.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the East Coast is you guys have so many states. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, on the East Coast, you have, I don't know what, like 14 states?
Something like that.
Yeah. And on the West Coast, we have 3.
3.
Yeah.
3 giant ones.
Yeah.
California taking up most of it.
Yeah, 300, California is like 800 miles long.
Jeez.
Yeah, I-5, the mile marker goes up to like 798 or something. It's insane. Texas is like 820 wide.
Yeah.
But yeah, before my injury, I think I'd only gone to like Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, for Las Vegas, and like Reno, and then like Phoenix. I went on a school trip to Phoenix one time, but that was like it.
Yeah,
So.
I went basically just the beach, just for the beaches.
Yeah. Have you been out west yet?
The farthest west I've been, I stayed a night in Washington, and then I've been to Nevada a couple times.
Oh yeah, for
Or
Vegas.
in Arizona, yeah.
Yeah.
But never made it to California yet.
Oh yeah, that
Surprisingly.
is kind of weird. Yeah. Speaking of Vegas, you and I ended up doing the Las Vegas Marathon last year together.
Yep.
What was that your first half marathon?
Yeah, that was my very first half.
Yeah. Had you ever done anything like that before, like a 5K or?
I've done a couple of 5Ks. Every year I do the 9/11 5K.
Okay.
So
That's like local in
yeah,
Richmond.
local to Richmond.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, the half marathon that was a first.
Yeah. Would you want to do it again?
I would definitely do it again.
Yeah. I think
Eventually work my way up to the marathon, maybe. But
dude, you could certainly do a marathon. How'd you feel after the half?
I felt good that night. Not the next morning though. But
So you felt good that night?
yeah,
Could you have gone further? Like if I was like, "Hey, could you do one more mile?"
yeah.
If I was like after that next mile, if I was like, "Hey, could you do like 2 more miles?"
I think I could. I think I could do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the half marathon that was fun.
Yeah, it's cool cuz it's like it's at night and then you're
All the way
going
down
up
the
and down,
strip.
yeah, up and down the strip, and it's just like there's a ton of people, and I don't know, it has a cool vibe. Like this year I didn't even listen to music cuz the first year I did it, I had headphones in and I just felt like I was kind of missing out on stuff. So this year I just decided to go headphoneless.
Listen with everybody.
Yeah, well, and unfortunately, a lot of it too.
Else,
There was so many people getting in the way,
oh, I
and it was like
know.
just having to yell at people.
Yeah, Travis was going down in front of us and like, get out of the way, wheelchairs
Yeah.
on the left.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it was, I think a lot of it was the people that were wearing the headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the ones that I wear are like that they just fit over the ear.
Are they like the bone density ones?
No, they go behind the ear, but they fit over the ear, so they don't go in the ear or completely over the ear.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of sit on the ear.
Okay.
So you can still hear a lot of like your surrounding noises. But yeah, I don't even listen to music when I do like marathons. I listen to audiobooks. You just put on like Moby Dick or something and just
Something
go.
random.
Not random, but like something that you're like.
Moby Dick is your go-to for.
That was just an example, but like, yeah, no, I'll listen to Moby Dick, or just a good story to take your mind off of whatever's going on, like what mile you're on and shit. Because like, you don't need to be paying too much attention to any of that. You just get in that right mindset where you're just like, this is my task, and all I have to do is just move my arms. So I don't know. It's my way of just not thinking about the pain or how many more hours this is gonna take.
Right.
Yeah, because like my first marathon took it was about 6:20, and then I waited for my buddy. We crossed the finish line together. But yeah, the reason I wanted to do my second marathon was because the first one I felt like I cheated because it was like 7 miles downhill. So I was like,
Where were they at?
the first one I did was last summer, 2019, in Oregon, and it was like in the Coast Range, so it was like a little bit hilly, and around like the halfway point there was this one steep, like the steepest hill that I've ever pushed up, and I actually had my buddy help me up it because there was just gonna be no way.
Man.
But then right after it, there's 7 miles of downhill, so it was almost like it was over. It was over an hour of not pushing, like literally not having to propel my chair, just holding my brakes for an hour. Which after a while, like your arms get tired from squeezing.
From not pushing.
Yeah, well, from squeezing.
Yeah.
So it was like I'd have to like kind of go one way and shake out my arm, go the other way, shake out my arm. Sometimes I just stopped and I was just like, fuck, like shake out your arms. But yeah, no, I felt like I cheated, man. So I started researching like flat courses, and Fort Lauderdale was one of the flattest courses, with the exception of like one bridge crossing, which is, a big like hump. So that was brutal. But fortunately it was like at mile 2. So then the rest of the way
It was just flat pushing.
Yeah, and once you just get in that rhythm, you're just like, all right, just kind of make sure, like I use my GPS watch to keep pace, and I just make sure, I keep my pace at whatever it was. But then once I started kind of doing some math in my head, I was like, oh shit, I might be able to get under 6 hours. So was going for that, and then looked down a couple hours later, and I was like, shit, I'm on track for under 5:30. So I ended up just the last like 3 miles, man. I went in an all-out sprint. I was like, oh man, if I could get under 5:30 and like beat the cutoff time by over an hour, like that'd be cool.
That's it.
Have you ever done like the Marine Corps marathon, like in a hand cycle or anything?
No, I haven't yet.
Yeah. Do you have a hand cycle?
I do.
I'm thinking about signing up this year for the 50K. Yeah.
Good luck.
Not interested?
No, not yet.
In a hand cycle?
I mean, where's it at?
It's around DC. I think I looked at the course. I think it starts at like one of the memorials, and it's just kind of tours around like DC, down the mall and shit. You don't have to do the 50K.
That takes some convincing to do.
That actually reminds me, the sign up is this Saturday for the 50K. But I don't know. I'd say work up to it, because like hand cycling, I would say, is pretty good cross training for rugby. And then a lot of like rugby guys, after they retire or while they're playing, still go race hand cycles. I'm just starting to get into it, because the one I have right now is like an upright. So I wanted something that was easy for me to transfer in and out of, like with minimal help. So I got an upright, and I probably rode it for like, it's going to sound so bad, but I've had it for over 10 years, and I probably rode it a total of like 10 miles, like maybe 8 miles. I think I might have rode it like twice, and I was like, yeah, this thing sucks. But
one of the sports we had was cycling, so I got pretty into that.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, just kind of dropped off when I started rugby.
Yeah, I mean, that's how, like, that's what happened with me. Was once I found rugby, I was just like, this is all I want to do. And I didn't really get introduced to a whole lot of other sports until after rugby. But even then, it was like, when people were introducing me to sports, it was just like, this is cool, but I'm a rugby player,
Right.
So now I'm kind of like, I don't want to say the tail end of my career, but I've played rugby for over 10 years now, and I'm just starting to get into other shit like scuba diving and hand cycling. I've been getting down on my mountain trike a lot lately too.
So that's something I want to try next.
Yeah.
Because we just started that program with the VA and.
Oh, really? They're starting like demo, like actual mountain trikes, or the grit chairs?
No, mountain trikes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because if you don't get out there by the time you come out to Portland, like, you can ride around on mine. How's your squeeze? Like, would you be able to pull a brake lever?
With my right hand, yeah.
Okay. Not with the left, though?
No.
So you might want to they have two different versions. There's a quad version, and there's a para version. The para version's cool because it's got the brake levers, so you can brake steer. It's got independent brakes, so you pull the left lever, it's your left brake. But the quad version, on top of the posts, they pivots because you can steer with one. So I think mine, I gotta remember this because I haven't ridden it in a while. Mine, the right, you steer with the right. So pretty much whichever way you're like pointing your thumb is the way you're gonna go. And then on the left side, you just pivot it in for the brakes, and it just locks up both brakes.
Yeah, it's definitely something I want to check out. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, it's cool. And now they're making them with e-assist.
Yeah.
Which is cool because it is kind of a pain in the ass to go up hills. For as cool as that machine is, like, it sucks because it doesn't have a gear. So when it's flat, like, you feel like you're just cranking and you should be just going and floating, but it feels like you're just having to pump all the time. And then for going uphill, I mean, obviously you're going to be able to go up hills in that thing that you're not going to be able to go up in your everyday chair.
Right.
But it's still a pain in the ass. But one thing I want to do is there's this like famous incline in Colorado Springs, and it's just like a bunch of steps. And I forget, it's like the equivalent of like climbing the Empire State Building, but you're just going up this incline, and then it's also at altitude.
You can take your trike of it.
I was thinking about it, because you can go up curbs,
Yeah.
and you can go upstairs if you kind of have someone behind you to just hold you. But as far as like the actual climbing, so I think that'd be a fun little challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Colorado's one of those states that's tough to get out to.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
a lot of
Never
people
been?
yeah, no.
Oh, dude, you got to go visit Luckett.
I know.
Yeah, he would love to have you out there, dude.
Luckett, the Schulers.
You know what we need to do is dude, you should have came out in September when me and Mike went to the Suicide Girl burlesque show.
Yeah.
Did he not tell you about that?
He told me about it. I didn't know, but like I didn't know you guys were going out there though.
Oh, dude, yeah. And then
That would've been a lot of
Schuler got tickets, and Becca came out. Yeah, man, it was fun. Maybe if they're doing another tour, because I'd be down to go see that show again. That show was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are you into those type of girls? Just like tatted up,
Yeah.
colored hair,
Yeah.
daddy issues, stuff
Oh.
like that.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Right on. So I'm guessing you got introduced with Oscar Mike through the Cincinnati games,
Right.
and then you linked up with us with the Mayhem. Did you stay at the compound that?
I did.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
I loved it. That compound is amazing.
Yeah. What like what made you realize, or I don't know what's the right way to say it, but like why did you decide that like Oscar Mike was kind of like the club for you?
Because everyone had been military experience. We all started this whole injury journey when we were young.
Yeah.
It's a good place to go for like, hey, I need help with this, or I need some mentoring on this.
Right.
And they definitely have similar backgrounds.
Yeah. No, I agree. The that's kind of what's been keeping me around as long, is just like the camaraderie.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
and then just having the opportunity to like pass knowledge along, and just like help usher in like newly injuries, and just show them that like your situation might suck right now, but like you have it, like the power.
Like, look how much more you can do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or hey, like, why are you getting help transferring into bed when this .5 over here is doing
Right.
everything independently? Or like, hey, like, I mean, I'll do it even with the high pointers, where it's like, hey, Mason transferred into my truck, like, get your ass up here, you know? Like, you're a 3, like, you better be able to get up here. So
Yeah, it helps you see like, oh, maybe I watch him how he does it, and then I'll be able to do it, and I'll try that way, see how it works.
yeah,
See what doesn't work.
I think that's what really works with the compound, is like when you get out there, and then you might see quads for the first time, like doing their own laundry, or doing the dishes,
Yeah.
or even just like cooking their own meals, or like cracking an egg and just making some breakfast.
Right.
Like that might be the first time you actually see a quad do it, because like I guess in like based on my experience with like my rehab, like they were always just telling me like, hey, like this is how you would cook, and you can use this, and it was always just an able-bodied PT like telling me like,
Right.
yeah,
Not
do
showing you like, hold it. If you hold
Yeah.
it between your pinky and ring finger and skip your middle finger, you
right,
can get the best grip on it. Like, they're not gonna tell you that.
right. I think to make like PTs more effective, they should just make them sit in wheelchairs when they like talk to us and show us stuff.
Right. Not. So you should be able to do a wheelie by doing this, but I can't show you because I don't know how.
Right.
But this is how you do it.
Right. Yeah. It's that'd be a good new wave of like approach. We should start that. We should just start our own like rehab,
We should.
right? Like Gateway to Independence. That's a good
Sounds
name.
good.
Yeah. know any like graphic designers, we can design up a cool logo, get some funding.
I'll find some.
I'll edit all this out. So
I'll find some.
I'll edit all this out and we'll patent the idea. So.
Down.
And we're coming up with some good business. Dude, me and Joey
You need to be writing them down.
Me and I got an Iron Bank memory. Me and Joey were talking about this earlier. We came up with the best YouTube idea. I'm definitely gonna edit this out and fucking patent it and do it real quick. But we were talking about doing like a YouTube reality show where we pretty much just travel the country and go to different military bases. And the name of the show is gonna be called Tales from the Fire Pit. And we're just gonna go to like different fire pits at night, like on Friday nights.
Smoke pits.
Yeah, just yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, Tales from the Smoke Pit. And we're just gonna like interview like, you know, soldiers and airmen and be like, hey dude, like tell us about like what shitty thing happened to you this week. Or like how did you get fucked by the green weenie this week? And we're just gonna do stories like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we're just gonna offer them like, you know, like free beer just to do an interview with us, and then we get to hang out. And
that's awesome.
It's a great idea, right? You want in on it? We need a producer.
Yup.
All right, sweet. I'll make sure I edit this out so no one steals our idea. But
that'd be hilarious.
I think that'd be a great show, dude. You imagine the stories you would hear?
You'd hear all the stories, and then.
Now,
like,
I was wondering, would you want to do it like anonymously, and like black out their face and like, you know, name tape, or would you make them sign a waiver? Because I feel like
if you black out their face, then you get crazier responses, I would think.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like you can be like, Sergeant fucking whatever fucking made me do this, and just start dropping names.
Oh, name dropping? No,
yeah.
But then you would bleep everything out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you black out their face, and then you would bleep out everything but the rank. That'd be cool.
Because then you get the crazy stories, and then it's like, I'm not worried about getting in trouble.
Or like, what am I worried about? I was banging Sergeant so-and-so's wife on the side.
Sergeant Boop.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, I was like, dude, that show needs to happen. Like, I don't know, man. I do need to start writing some of these ideas down. But what are like some of your goals? I mean, as far as like life, like not even like rugby or anything, but like do you want to go back to school or what's up?
I've been thinking about school. It's up there in the air. I don't know. Is
there anything that like you would want to go to school for or like learn to do or anything?
So I like science.
Yeah.
Science, or even maybe get into the fire science degree, since I know somewhat about fire, I guess. But yeah, go to school. And then actually this month I'm going to start looking for my own house.
Okay.
Move out on my own finally.
What's your living situation now?
I live with my parents right now.
It's all right. My parents live with me, so
yeah.
But I'm like never home, so
yeah. So I have my own part of the house and like do all my own things.
Dude, I've told you about my like grand plan, right? With the colony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the island. Colony?
Not the island, yeah.
Oh, the island's
Epstein kind of ruined islands for a while. But no, I'm talking
colony, yeah.
I'm talking about like, yeah, just going out somewhere that's nice year round. We don't have to deal with shoveling, you know, driveways or getting pissed on 200 days out of the year, like in Oregon. But no, I was thinking somewhere in Texas, and like we buy just a fat piece of property and we just build our own cabins and shit on it, and kind of just start like, you know, a cult or a commune. You know, it doesn't have to get like crazy religious or like anything sexual, but like
we pray to a rugby ball every morning.
You know, you would almost want to do that just for the tax exemption, so this actually might be the play. We might have to start a religion.
Crippology.
Cription.
Yeah.
Crippish. Crippin.
Cryptology.
Dude, so many ideas on this podcast. But yeah, no, I think that's gonna be the plan. Just because the more and more I've been hanging around the community, for me, it seems like it would really suck to be an older quad. Especially when like traveling becomes a lot harder. Because like right now, traveling's still fun for like me, but I know at some point it's just gonna be like, oh fuck, like gotta go to the airport and gotta sit on this plane, deal with trying to piss on a plane or like, oh shit, I gotta take a shit.
Take a shit
like,
on a plane.
Yeah, which I've already had to do way more than I ever thought I would ever do in my quad life, and so
it's nervous. That's like the most nerve-wracking thing, especially on long flights.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's happened to me 3 or 4 times now where I've had to go poop on a plane. Yeah, even had an accident on a plane. That was super embarrassing, dude. When we went to Colombia this last time, as soon as we started landing, so it wasn't even like I could get to the bathroom in time. It was like we were about to land, and all of a sudden I was just like, that's not a fart.
How did you like Colombia?
I've gone twice now, and both times have been pretty incredible. Yeah, that's right, because you went
I went with the third group.
You went last year, right?
Yeah, in August.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that would have been like the third Oscar Mike trip.
Yeah. And that one was just me and Joel.
Right. Yeah.
That had a crazy beginning to it. So
was that your first time traveling overseas since you've been in a chair?
Yeah, and alone.
And alone? Okay.
So I flew down there, and Joel's like, yeah, we'll meet you down there. And, Joel can speak the language.
Right.
Help me get around. So I get down there, and then I got like the last part of the Wi-Fi on the plane, like, hey, Joel, I'm here. And as I'm getting off, I get the text, hey, we're still in Florida. And so I was like, fuck. Fuck, what am I supposed to do now? Like, I don't speak any of this language. I know my numbers and colors, and that's just not going to get me too far.
Did you take any Spanish in high school? Or anything?
I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, dude, if I could go back and tell high school Timmy one thing, it would be, dude,
pay attention in your language.
If you pay attention to one class that's gonna help you like the most, like fucking learn Spanish, dude. Take it serious. And yeah.
So I get off the plane. I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do. No, like the dude helping me get from the plane to the baggage is using Google Translate the whole time. So
at least you had that,
Yeah. So we wait about 45 minutes for my baggage to get out. And then there's this guy like on the other side of the airport through a window jumping up and down. And so I'm like, me? And he's like, yeah. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Because you don't know like any of like your point of contacts or who you're meeting down there or anything, right?
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I go outside and he knows what to do with my rugby chair, so I assume I'm in the right place. And I get in some random car with a Colombian flag draped across the hood and drive to some hotel in the middle of sketch nowhere. Like, we pull up and everything's dark, and then some guy comes out, turns on the lights to the hotel. I go up to my room, and I go to sleep. I'm like, all right, well, see what happens. And then the next morning, I'll wake up to Joel and his entire family coming into my room.
Were you scared at first, like when you heard the door opening?
Nope. I was just like, well,
there's nothing I can do at this point, like, if I'm going to get ransomed.
Yep, I'm in Colombia. But after that, it was a fun trip. I really enjoyed being down there.
Yeah, I remember, dude. So the first time I went there, trying to think, maybe that was my first international trip alone too. Um, back in 2016. But yeah, I was meeting a big group down there, and fortunately, when I got picked up at the airport, I ran into Joel's parents. That was when I met, Leanne's parents, and that's when I met them for the first time. And so I at least I knew that I was with like some Americans.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting because they didn't really have like any transpo or anything, so I transferred into the back of a like van, like on the floor of a cargo van, while they piled rugby chairs in the back, and I just sat on my cushion. And we're like driving through, and I can kind of see out like the front windows, because the whole back is just walls.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see out the front windows, and I'm looking at like busted lights, and all the windows had like barbed wire, and there's graffiti everywhere.
Yeah, all the houses around us
Yeah.
were gated in, like metal gated.
Right. Yeah, like barbed wire, like pretty much concertina wire on top. And I was just like, I should have done my research about Colombia. Like, is it still safe? I had no idea like what was going on. I just assumed like this isn't the like
It's another
80s.
Spanish country.
This isn't the 80s anymore. Like
Yeah.
cocaine's not really a thing. Like, so yeah, I went into it just completely like a dumb American who had no idea about like the outer world.
That's exactly what I looked like when I was there alone.
Yeah, and it was, what was crazy was the hotel we stayed at. We rolled up and we had like private guards with, full body armor and semi-automatics. And I was just like, damn, this isn't kind of what I was
This isn't
expecting.
normal.
Yeah, I was expecting like, I don't know, I guess like Mexico, like Cancun or something, like a vacation spot. I don't know. I had no idea. But no, man, it was good. Like the trip was just it was incredible because I was with a bunch of like the Oscar Mike guys, so it was like, just being in a different country. It was the first time that Oscar Mike had done something like that where we sent a team overseas too. So it was a really cool experience. And I think a lot of the guys really enjoyed it. Like Ryan Major was out there, Boley was there. Have you met Carlos Leon?
No.
I did a podcast with him a couple episodes ago, but that was like actually the last time that we had all seen him, because he went off and went to school and became some science nerd or something. But no, it's we did that trip, and then a couple months after that, we went to Argentina. Yeah, we had another, because we linked up with, I think we linked up with the Argentina team there, and they told us like, hey, we're doing a tournament like in October or something. Like, do you guys want to come out? And I was like,
Sure.
fuck it, why not? So we took a small group down to Argentina as well, and then it's kind of been like our thing. We've just been linking up and just trying to find tournaments that, especially if they're in the off season, like, but hey, let's like right now we're trying to all go to Singapore.
Yeah.
Which I think if we pretty much have enough guys now, so I'm gonna contact the tournament director and just be like, hey,
We got a team. Let's do it.
let's do it. Maybe come early or stay later.
Yeah, I'm down for that one.
Yeah, I'd say maybe stay later might be the play.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. I'd rather stay before. Do more before and then
Oh,
leave
okay.
after a hard weekend
Oh, okay.
instead of playing hard and then recovering while being in a different country.
Oh, I guess if you want to look at it like that.
How are you trying to look at it?
Recovery in Singapore would be pretty fun because it would just be real relaxing, and we probably would just be chilling and just day drinking. But I don't know. We'll talk to the group and see what they think.
Yeah.
It also kind of depends on the dates, because
So it's the beginning of November.
yeah, so it'll be the Oscar Mike Ball will be somewhere around that time.
Usually it's like the 20th, the second or third week of October.
Yeah, and the Marine Corps Marathon's October 22nd. So I don't want anything to like interfere with that, because for me next season, like, love playing rugby with you guys, but there's like other stuff that I want to do too. So like if it conflicts, if like we have a tournament the same weekend we have the Marine Corps Marathon, I'm gonna be like, sorry dudes. Like,
Yeah.
And that same thing goes for with any of the other like bike rides and stuff. Trying to do like some more hunting trips too, like next season. So
Do you go hunting a lot?
I've gone twice, but mostly just because of scheduling and shit. So I think this year I want to dedicate more time into uh, getting more comfortable with my hand cycle, and then just get more, because I don't even consider myself a hunter. Like, I'm still learning everything, so it's just like just learning the ropes. But eventually, I want to get kind of into that. And
I go a couple of times a year. It's fun. I
yeah,
enjoy it.
what do you guys normally go for?
So I've gone turkey hunting, deer hunting, and dove hunting.
Mm-hmm. All like firearms, like
Yeah.
rifle, shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gone turkey hunting, but I think I want to this year. And then I got like a spring bear hunt. And
Oh, that'd be fun. I'd do a bear hunt.
yeah,
One of my buddies shot a bear recently, and 500-pound bear just
black
took,
bear.
yeah.
Wow.
He said it took like 8 or 9 shots just to like fully get it down.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. um, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think my biggest thing right now is I need to sell my truck and get a full size van that I can like live out of.
Yeah, when
at
you
a
told me
time.
that idea the other day, like get a bed in the back, like
Yeah,
have your own mini camper.
it's happening.
There's-
There's really, like, for my lifestyle, and like as much as I travel and stuff, it's like it only makes sense. And like as much as I love the truck, I still have to go spend the night in a hotel, and like
Yeah.
that money kind of adds up. So we'll see what happens. But no, dude, going back to like goals, 'cause that's how we kind of got on that tangent. What So we went over like education. What are some of your other kind of goals that you have as far as like in the short term?
So I've been trying to get my peer mentor, like be a peer mentor, because when I went through the VA, there was nobody young there and no one I could relate to at all. So it was
Tell me more about this program, because I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
like being a peer mentor to someone.
Like a Big Brother?
Yeah.
Like the Big Brother program?
I don't know what.
You don't know what the Big Brother Little Brother program, where they like pair you up with like a kid, and
No, I mean like peer mentoring, like counseling, I guess.
so you go do like visitations,
Yeah.
like you go to like the hospital and like
No, like so, like I guess like Big Brother, Little Brother.
yeah, and like you would just go hang out with like some patients and be like, hey, you guys want to go to the movies?
No, it's more like a counseling thing, I guess.
So
Or not, I don't think I've never explained peer mentoring.
so are you like, yeah, you would go to like the hospital, like the SCI units, and
Yeah, I guess.
go talk to like they would call you up and be like, hey, we got a new injury. He's
Yeah.
he's a Marine,
Exactly.
and you'd be like, I'm on my way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, so like, just like helping them figure things out. Like I said, when I was there, I didn't have anybody to like relate to at all. Like these were all
Yeah.
Vietnam vets trying to tell me like, this is what I did when I was.
Do you
doing
know Sherman? Black dude from DC.
Maybe.
Oh, you've been to the Oscar Mike Ball, right?
No, not yet.
The fuck, man?
I know.
You've been with us how long? 17?
3 years, yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I guess you have to go this year. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like he was like the PVA rep for that hospital. But I looked at him kind of like a mentor because he was like a quad and I was a quad, and I thought at the time, before I got hurt, I thought all quads were neck down, Christopher Reeve style. And then everyone else I was meeting was like paras, and when they were explaining to me that I was a quad, I was like, oh, like my hands are worthless, and like I'm a quadriplegic, and I'm gonna have to, have my parents feed me for the rest of my life and shit like that. And then it wasn't until I like met Sherman, who was like an independent quad. I was like, oh.
Like, damn, you can do that?
Yeah. I thought he was a para for the longest time. He's like, no, man, I'm a quad. I'm like, but you can use your hands. He's like, and so can you. And I was like, oh. And he like inspired me. No, I would say that's kind of like one special thing that like Oscar Mike kind of has going for it.
Is we can all mentor each other. We can all share something with each other that'll help out.
Yeah, it just kind of, I don't know. I hate the term. I don't hate the term, but I don't want to apply it here. But like steel sharpens steel.
Yeah.
And it's like we kind of bounce ideas off of each other, and if it works, it works. And like it just, I don't know. The gang mentality is kind of a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like if everyone's doing it, like, everyone else transferred. I don't know what the example I was trying to go there, but like this guy pushed up that ramp, or like, hey, we're pushing to this store or something. Like, are you coming? It's like, well, didn't really want to push that far, but
I know you guys are going to struggle too, and I know I am too. So as long as we're all struggling together.
Yeah, exactly. So
like that. Remember that morning push with Google?
Yeah, that was dumb. How early was that?
Like, I don't know, too early to be pushing outside.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, they're all going to do it too. Tim's going to be out there struggling, so I know I'll be fine too.
Oh, dude, I was hurting so bad, but I was like, I can't show it.
So as I like, the hill was like slanting, we're all like pushing with one arm.
We're trying to go straight.
And our left arm is dead as fuck, trying to.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm not going to be the first one to say something. Like, especially because like Noah was there. So I was like, I'm definitely not gonna be the first one to bitch out right now. So last thing on goals, like what would you say your goals are as far as rugby? Like how far do you want to take this thing?
So my goal is to try and make it on US.
Okay.
Which, I mean,
pretty cliche, but
I mean,
not really original, but
I just want to stop at D2. I want to be D2 champs once, then I'm done.
See, now you're keeping it realistic.
No, I'd like to move up with the end goal being in US, but like I want to. The Richmond team just got a team, and I like playing with them because playing with Oscar Mike, I learn all these things and then pass it down to this team.
Yeah.
So it's like and it's funny, like when I play with them, I see what they're doing wrong, and then when I play with you guys, I see myself doing the same mistakes they're doing.
Oh, dude, I think
like I can see it, so like it.
At any level, like you should always be trying to improve.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best ways to improve something is to like teach it.
Yeah.
Because like, how much do you really understand something? Like, can you really consider yourself an expert in a subject if you can't teach it?
No.
Like that's why like jiu-jitsu belts at a certain level they start requiring you to become like an instructor.
Right.
It's because like you have to learn how to teach something. Once you learn how to teach something, and then you kind of become more of a complete rugby player yourself.
Right.
So no, dude, that's like I think that's one of the things that makes our team unique is because a lot of guys do kind of cross-pollinate. Like I think Brett's still kind of practicing with the jammers a little bit, and like you with the possums, and Caleb's been practicing with the bears. I keep saying I'm going to practice with Portland, but I'm never home.
Never home to do it.
So, but like, yeah, no, dude, those are good goals, and like a lot of young players like really always say that like they want to make Team US, but like I just want to make sure that that it's like it's gonna take work.
I'm
Like
not
it's
expecting
not.
it anytime soon.
Yeah, unless you're like an absolute super freak, like it's the chances of you, dude. I've been cut. I got cut. Fuck, probably like 6 times before I actually made the team. Got cut from the first time I tried out for Team Force. Yeah, dude, it's like you can't. Don't weigh those goals. Like, don't carry them too heavy on your shoulder.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not a
like,
short time goal at all.
Yeah, yeah. Take like those baby steps and stuff. And I mean, who the hell knows? Like you, as a 1-5, like you might be the next Adam Scutero, or the next stud like 1-5. Like maybe redefine the role of what a 1-5 does. But like I think at this stage right now, it's always important, like, just to make sure that you're kind of falling in love with the sport and like becoming, I guess, I don't know, maybe like passionate about it, or just like having the ultimate respect for the game, because I think that's what's going to help carry you further. Because I see a lot where a lot of these guys that just get injured, they see murder ball and they say, all right, I want to make Team US, and like that's all they ever like really focus on is just that one end goal of like just making the team. And year after year, like they get cut, and like they make up a ton of excuses of like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? And it really comes back to just like, dude, you stopped being a student, like you're always going to have to like consistently learn. Like even me, dude, I'm always learning. Especially now that like I've been kind of playing a more like teacher role with you fucking kids. Like I'm always just like, sometimes I'm always like trying to like, how do I explain?
This play would work better if they did this.
Yeah, or when you guys give me the feedback and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, like I didn't think of that because I've always done it this way. But when you say it like that, I'm like, I always kind of have to like fucking let things scramble up in my head, and I'm like, fuck, they might be right. Like maybe we should try that defense or that offense or whatever we're talking about. So, but anyways, man, we're freaking well over an hour now. We want to wrap this thing up and hit the sack early.
Yeah.
Maybe listen to some. You know what I like about being roommates with you is you're like one of the few dudes that like gets into like the different weird podcasts that I listen to.
Yeah, last night I was up all night listening to that one.
Yeah.
Like just the most random shit comes up.
Yeah, we were me and Josh were listening to Theo Vaughn and Duncan Trussell, which has been like, those two are like kind of my favorite dudes.
Rotating between them every time.
Did I introduce you to Duncan Trussell? Like,
way back at the compound.
Right. That was in 2017 though, was it?
No.
It was just like 18?
I want to say it was this last
19?
season.
Last summer?
I think it was this summer.
Maybe a year ago.
Time ago.
You know what? It was probably at Nationals-ish. Around that time.
I think it was.
Because I was downstairs in that room.
Oh, we were in that room, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because that's when I stayed for my week. And
yeah.
That's when you.
Have you been listening to like any other podcasts since then?
Just the Duncan Trussell ones. I haven't really. I mean, I listened to like the Travis Barker one and.
Oh, you're talking with just like with Joe Rogan. Like you've been listening to Joe
Rogan's.
Yeah. I can introduce you to some of the other ones. There's some cool ones that I think you would probably get into. So, but yeah, we're gonna sign off for this one, and then maybe I might be able to do another podcast with the dude down here before we go back home. But if not, we'll catch y'all next time. All right.
All right. Later.